I've been waiting for this for a very long time. Finally, right here I have the Hennessey tuned Mammoth Ram TRX 1000.
And the weird part is when you put it next to a regular Ram TRX, which is always a massive badass vehicle, then you see that, you think to yourself, wow, that's kind of strange. And we're gonna do something special today.
Very special. We're doing a drag race side by side because I want to figure out exactly how much quicker a 1000 horsepower pickup truck is versus a 702 horsepower truck, which is already fast.
Yeah, it is fast, but I don't have all the stuff and schmutz that you have on that one, so maybe it's not gonna be that much faster, or maybe it is.
All right, so quarter-mile drag race, 0 to 60s, and I also want to figure out which mode is the fastest on the Mammoth. Let's go. When we owned our red Ram TRX, we called it the super truck, and it was a supercharged V8 powered pickup from the factory, and we won countless drag races with it. But now this is from aftermarket. The Hennessey Mammoth 1000 is now the biggest and the baddest truck of them all.
Folks, I gotta tell you, one of the secrets of TFL Studios' success is the fact that many of us drink a lot of coffee. I do. But on top of that, we need value for our money, especially when it comes to gasoline and food, a whole bunch of other things. And so recently we discovered something brand new, and that is the Upside app. Here we are, and here's some really good gas prices, but we're not interested in gas right now, we're interested in pizza. And I'm gonna get the best deal I can on it. Here we go, 16% cash back on this pizza. I'm gonna claim that, 7.1 miles away, and I've got about 3 hours to get there to claim my 16% cash back. All right, so we ate the pizza. I'm gonna take a picture of the receipt on the screen, send it off over to Upside, and within a few days, I can get my money back. Your cash back can go to PayPal or your bank account or other types of cash cards. And if you want some extra money, use the promo code TheFastLane to get $5 or more cash back on your first purchase of $10 or more. To get started, download the free Upside app in the App Store or Google Play. Come on, guys, you have the opportunity to start saving right now. Hell, we need it to fill up our cars, our bikes, our tummies, and our coffee.
Hennessey, out of Texas, has several different packages for the Ram TRX. This is basically the biggest and the baddest. The Mammoth name, of course, belongs to Hennessey package here. The 1000 is 1000 horsepower technically rating. They dyno the trucks that they built. There's going to be 200 of them total. And the torque number is advertised as 969 pound-feet of torque. Yes, Nathan, 969!
My favorite number.
And the way that Hennessey actually gets to 1000 horsepower is that they're using a different supercharger, a different blower. It's a little bit larger displacement overall, about 3 liters versus 2.7 liters in the stock TRX. And of course they do the software tuning on top of it. They also go through the engine, they update the spark plugs, the top end of the engine. So, and this truck right here has 16,000 miles on it already. And Alan, the owner, uses it basically daily, and he does acceleration runs in it and tows with it. So I'll talk to him at the end of this video. Yeah, it is heavier, it's taller. It has a slightly different suspension with a leveling kit and bigger wheels and tires that are heavier, bigger bumpers, which are heavier. It's the Stage 2. And it will be faster, but it may also be weighed down by those wheels and tires and the extra weight.
Nathan, are you ready?
Yeah, because the gray truck is totally gonna win.
Totally.
Okay, good takeoff.
I got a better launch than he did.
Wow, it's really close.
I'm sticking with him.
Let's see on the top end what happens.
Still sticking with him. He's pulling ahead a little turning back.
That was within a truck length.
Big difference between having a really good launch and also having less weight.
So how was your launch there on the first one?
My quarter mile was 13.97 at 102 miles per hour.
That's pretty good on a warm day. Let's run one more.
You got it, man. Like I'm gonna say no to drag racing a monster, badass sports car pickup truck, essentially. Ferrari of trucks. I never thought I would say 702 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque isn't enough, right? This is the king of the beast when it comes to factory-built off-road pickup trucks. It's a super truck, but there's always room for improvement, and I think that's where Andre's coming from with this Mammoth that he brought over here. And it's the strangest thing because it really is intimidating sitting next to a truck that's nearly identical to it before adding on all that stuff.
So I'm gonna use launch mode. I'm gonna use launch control.
I'm gonna do it exactly the same way I did last time because this thing is remarkably fast the way I do it.
It's overpowering the brakes. No. No.
Sorry, the launch control is overpowering the brakes here in the Mammoth.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. It almost does it in the regular one. I'm just using the regular start mode.
So intake air temp is about 170. It's a one-day intercooler coolant temp I have is about 125. And I think we're about the same on those temps.
Okay, good launch.
Still, like right off the line, neck and neck.
Wow, that stock TRX is next to me.
Yeah, just pulling away a little tiny bit.
Come on, Mammoth. Oh, I can feel another wave. It comes in different waves. Bam. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
What was your time for quarter mile?
Little slower, 14:03 at 103 miles per hour, and I'm going to attribute some of that to heat.
Okay, it is a warm day.
But the results were almost identical to last time.
So here's my time, 13.83 at 104.5. So a hair, not drastically quicker than stock Ram TRX, but nonetheless quicker. All right, in this second part of the video, I am going to do several 0 to 60s to figure out what's the best mode for launching the Mammoth 1000. Let me go to drive modes, performance, and sport. The traction control is on. Okay, brake applied. Launch control is set at 1500. Jumps off. Bam. Right now it's doing about a 5.1. That was launch control at about 1500 RPM throttle position and traction control enabled. Let me try another way of launching it without launch control and see if I can get it a little bit closer to under 5. In the stock TRX, our base model TRX, we've seen about a 4.5 second time here at the same track, right here at the airstrip. Sometimes at a different location, we've seen a 4.4 ish. So low 4s are approachable for stock TRX. This truck is a bit heavy. All right, I'm gonna try it again in sport mode, no launch control enabled, and I'm gonna brake torque it myself, build boost, and see what I can do. Okay, that felt pretty good. And 60. Yeah, I did a little bit better. 5.0. 5.05. So, by the way, guys, the testament to this truck and also to Hennessey's team is we've been running this truck how many times? I did about 5 launches within a short period of time. Alan, the owner, did about 4 launches, I believe, within the same period of time of about 30 minutes. And this truck's been like clockwork. It's just working really well, easy to launch. The all-wheel drive system is working well, but with just feathering just the right way, you can get it to 5 seconds or a little bit under. And you can see the dyno too. The graphs and everything else. Let's get in. Alan, this is your truck.
It is.
So what first drove you to buy a TRX and then the Mammoth of all things?
So I went with a TRX because when I was looking at cars and trucks, I was really enthralled with the Raptors. But the used Raptors were $90,000 a couple of years ago.
And still are.
And still are.
Yeah.
So I was able to find this truck for roughly the same price, but the more I learned about this truck, the more I realized I really wanted this truck. So
Okay.
that was the decision factor. I was able to find one.
And so and then how'd you find Hennessey, or did you go there first?
I've been a big fan of Hennessey
Okay.
for many
Yeah.
years. I've been following a lot of their projects.
Well, they're from Texas too.
They are.
Yeah.
They're just a couple hours away.
Yeah.
And we went ahead and called them up, found out about this program, the Mammoth 1000, and I realized if I was going to do this, this is my dream car. This is my supercar. But it can road trip. It can go off-road. Heck, it's even rated for jumping.
Yes. Well, you got 16,199 miles.
Yeah.
You have towing mirrors.
I do.
tow-
I've used it to tow, haul things back from the hardware store.
So when you say it's your daily driver, it is your...
It kind of is
It
my
is,
daily driver. Yeah.
Sweet. So what impressed me the most about this truck is that repeatability. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
what it did, kind of 0 to 60s and a quarter-mile runs over and over again with very similar performance.
Yes, and that was one of the reasons I went with Hennessey. I've tuned cars my whole life, and I wanted to go with a shop for this one that has the reliability baked into the product that they provide, and they have. I've had almost no issues with this truck, and when I did have an issue, they shipped me a laptop and then reprogrammed the truck, and that was it. Never had a problem since.
Yeah. And
Amazing.
And it's done for 91 octane too.
It is.
Yeah.
So at 91 octane, I can drive all over the country. I can find gas anywhere. So I can use this truck for commuting, road tripping, having some fun.
Yeah, in Colorado, there's no 93 octane.
Correct.
I mean, because we're at higher elevations, and all the testing you see us do at TFL is at higher elevations,
Yes.
about a mile high. So times will be a little bit slower up here, but still, you saw side by side
I did.
what happens with a stock truck versus
This one. And
Yeah.
what I loved about it was the stock TRX is amazing. This package dials that up to 11. And so bigger tires.
1,000.
Or 1,000.
Yes.
And so we've got the bigger tires, the lift, everything else, and it's still fast. I didn't have to give up any of the fast to have the truck that I wanted.
or capability for that matter.
Yeah. And by far the best vehicle I've ever had in my entire life.
Well, thank you for letting me drive.
Thank you for having
and
me on the
also,
show.
you had some runs too.
I
So
did.
you kind of dialed it in and
I
found
did.
it.
Oh, this thing loves the low RPM starts.
Yeah, it seems like there's so much torque on tap that you don't need to start at like 2,000 RPM. It's already there. It's
Yes.
already there.
Yes, and it's been amazing.
So tell me this kind of the backstory. You're from Texas.
I am. I'm from San Antonio.
Yeah,
Been there for a few years.
yeah. So and you kind of came out to Colorado, and also kind of reached out to us with your Hennessey Mammoth 1000.
I did. So I'm a big fan of giving back, and I really appreciated the time that you all had to help support the charity that I'm supporting, which is the Rural Tech Fund.
Okay.
The Rural Tech Fund is this organization that helps rural kids get access to technology. We're talking people in flyover states, Alaska, the places that
Just kind of out of the way
Yeah.
places, yeah.
and so they're at a technology deficit. So this group provides training, scholarships, equipment. They bring 3D printers, programming kits to these students that wouldn't have access to it any other way.
All right, well, thank you for bringing the truck. We're going to put the link to the charity below,
Great.
right, in the description.
Okay, now the Mammoth has heavy bumpers on it for off-roading, has
Yeah.
off-road suspension, has much larger wheels and tires,
Yeah.
more rotational mass to get it going, and it has a giant supercharger larger than the one that's currently in the TRX. So the big question really is, how much faster was it?
Well, here's the thing. Let me tell you about what happened with 0 to 60s first.
Okay.
One in launch control mode,
Uh-huh.
and the other one just by myself, brake torque in sport mode.
Right.
And I was faster than launch control.
You were faster than the launch control.
Yeah, 5:05, basically 5 seconds. Remember, our stock TRX at this track was about 4.5 seconds.
Right.
Because ours was a base model, way lighter weight.
Way lighter. Yeah.
So I'm pretty happy with that.
Okay, so my quarter mile, 13.97. That was my best time.
And you did a couple runs, right?
Yep, we did a couple runs.
Yes. So I did 4 runs, actually more than 4.
Yeah, you did a lot.
We beat on this truck.
Poor thing.
The best time I got is 13.77. That's 2/10.
Right. And I think what the big takeaway here is that at the halfway point of the race, we were almost neck and neck both times, but then he started to slowly pull away. And that's really the point here, is that it's not so much the 0 to 60, it's the top end, it's being able to pull away, and more importantly, off-road capability.
But it feels way different, dude. You weren't there in the truck.
Yeah.
But at like 70 miles an hour, there's like an additional wave. Like, there's like the first launch, and then there's like the second launch. It's
Right.
like a different rocket stage or something. It's quite special.
Awesome. Well, I think we learned one thing.
Yeah.
It's awesome to have both of those trucks, neither of which we can afford. And that's all I got.
All right, and as always, go back to alltfl.com for everything automotive and one-stop shop for everything that TFL does.
See you next time.